What's up, YouTube? It's officially late, so let's ramble. 2:25 a.m. to be exact, here in the Eastern Standard Time of the state of Florida. Didn't really have anything prepared as far as specifics to talk about. Today was a weird day. It rained earlier today. While I was at work, I did a tattoo. Got some drawing done. Just working to try to get some stuff together for some upcoming tattoos and try to draw some stuff for some specific tattoos I would like to do and stuff like that. So that's been cool. Whatever. I left work a little early. We got together and had dinner with Allison's family. It was her mom's birthday today. And for a little bit it was nice. Dinner was cool. And then at the end of the evening, some real fucking horrible shit happened. I don't want to get into it. But, and, everybody's cool. Everybody's okay. But, without going too specific, they had a family pet die. And that sucks. So, that was kind of a huge, shitty way to end a birthday gathering. But as unfortunate as it is, I guess it's part of life and shit. That shit happens, and it probably shouldn't have, but it is what it is. So anyway, outside of that, all that sad shit or whatever, I got home today, watched Game of Thrones. Whew, goddamn. Season 7 of Game of Thrones it's up there with season 5 of Breaking Bad as far as one of the best, well-constructed, well-put-together, well-rounded stories in a season of television I've ever watched. I'm not going into spoilers because I don't want to be a dick, but goddamn, yeah, fucking so good. I'll try to make some interesting visuals. Well, all I can think of was I might mention Game of Thrones. Let me Google Game of Thrones and click images. As dumb as it may sound. But, yeah, holy shit. What a season. What a show. What a finale. They really, they changed gears a little bit in the finale, more so than I had expected. Which sort of changed how their formula has worked. Before, in past seasons, it was build up, big, huge, fucking crazy episode, and then a couple weeks later, finale, which is kind of a big, huge, crazy deal. The pacing of this season was really well thought out. I appreciate the fact that they brought it down to 7 episodes from trying to force 10, just for the sake of pacing out and telling the story that they wanted to tell and doing it the right way. Having constraints in time and in number of episodes and stuff like that, not always the way to go. And I appreciate that when a channel like HBO or Netflix or something like that can let a show do its own thing in its own time and pace it out properly. Yeah, it was good, though. It was really good. Can't wait for the next, 18 months from now before there will be another episode. Yeah, it was a good time. And I finished up the series Ozark on Netflix, which was also pretty solid. Not the greatest show I've ever watched, but better than I had expected. I watched the first episode a while ago, and then didn't catch another one for a while, so I decided to go ahead and push through and watch it all, and it was pretty solid. Netflix is doing really well with that stuff. After that, I just watched the pilot episode of HBO's new show, The Deuce, which was really fucking good. I look forward to that. I'll probably watch all of that. That's enough about TV. I watch a fair amount of TV. I guess probably too much, but it is what it is. I'm a huge nerd. See, aside from that, I probably talked about it. The last one of these I did. Me and Allison are taking it like a 2-day sort of mini retreat. I don't want to call it a vacation because we're going like an hour and a half away from where I live. But booked a hotel room. Gonna go to the Dolly Museum. Probably gonna eat a bunch of food and maybe get a little drink on or something. Walk around downtown St. Petersburg. So that should be cool. It'll be alright to be real nice to get away and take a couple days and just chill the fuck out. Oh, fuck. My dog Colby, my wonderful best friend in the world, Boston Terrier Colby, got into and ate an entire fucking Cadbury chocolate bar and a fucking bag of these little white chocolate Hershey's caramel filled fucking candies. And we were A, pissed off, but B, more concerned than anything because, you know, chocolate is poison to dogs. And Colby learned the lesson the hard way, and he spent the last like day throwing up. He's okay, he's good, like he's fine. He just threw up a lot, and he's not dehydrated. He seems to be done throwing up and shit, and he's eating like normal and doing okay. If the throwing up persisted longer than it did, certainly we'd take him to an emergency vet or the vet or whatever, but he's okay. A little shithead had us all worried, and it's been fucking terrible. If you haven't seen what a dog's throw up looks like after they eat a fuck ton of chocolate, it's like slimy chocolate pudding. And scrubbing that out of carpet's been a pain in the dick for 2 days or a day, and then like fucking going back and re-scrubbing. But yeah, that was fun. I love my dogs, both of them to death, but having pets can be a headache sometimes. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Both of them, both my Boston Terriers are amazing. Here they are here. Yeah, this guy is just like, fuck it, I'll get into this chocolate. And it was all sealed packaging. We bought chocolates for Allison's mom for her birthday last night. Yeah, I guess it was last night. And we went to a friend's birthday get-together for like an hour, if that. We stopped in real quick, gave her a card, whatever, hung out for a quick second. And came, and I accidentally left the grocery bag on the couch or whatever, and this motherfucker sniffed it out through the sealed wrapper and the Walmart bag that it was in, and decided to eat that shit. So yeah, that was a bummer. Yeah, and went to my friend Brittany's birthday get together. Not nearly as long as I would have liked. I would like to hang out and shit and like spend more time with my friends and stuff when I can, but Allison had to work the following morning at 8 a.m. So we just swung by, said what's up, gave her a card and shit, and so happy birthday, Brittany, if you happen to catch this. Yeah, one of my favorite people. She's a good friend and shit. But what else to talk about? Well, alright, let's talk about baseball. I haven't talked about baseball a ton, outside of when I went to the ball game and my parents would share a picture of Francisco Lindor from that ball game. Cleveland Indians are kicking ass right now. They are in first place in their division. They are 5 games back from getting home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Actually behind the Houston Astros in that race. But as long as they don't have a major slump, it looks like they're on pace to lock up their division and make it back to the playoffs where hopefully they can make it back to the World Series, and hopefully they can bring home a fucking championship. Anybody who doesn't know, I fucking love baseball, and I love the Cleveland Indians more than anything as far as baseball goes. Like, I have multiple Cleveland Indians tattoos, hard to see, but there's my Cleveland C. I got Chief Wahoo tattooed on me. Yeah, they just swept the Kansas City Royals and shut them out 3 games in a row. The last game, they scored 9 runs in the second inning. Just absurd. Here's another picture from the game we went to, a little warm-up before the game or whatever. So yeah, that's been cool. I don't get to watch many games because they're not televised here in Florida, but it's awesome to follow along with and see that they're playing well, even though they're dealing with a bunch of injuries right now. Salazar's out with an injury. Michael Brantley, Kipnis is back out with an injury. Andrew Miller's out with an injury. The same sort of thing that sort of plagued them last year, but also like allowed them to prove how resilient, how good a team they are, is kind of happening again this year. But they've got a good staff, they've got a good farm system, they've got some incredible players. So we'll see how it affects them going forward, and hopefully they make it to the playoffs and get that ring, get that World Series trophy. I talked about last time, brand new album. I'm still listening to it. It's so fucking good. Also, Greaves put out a new album. Also pretty solid. Just drawing some shit up. I drew a bunch of Game of Thrones shit for work. Yeah. So, trying to do some Game of Thrones tattoos if anybody's interested. But aside from that, started a cool Medusa tattoo. I don't like using YouTube as a platform for my like tattooing. I'm not trying to hustle tattoo customers on YouTube, but every now and then it's cool to show some shit I've done. Shop's going well. This past week we slowed down a little bit. Mostly, I think, because of the weather's been shitty. It's been rainy, and also the snowbirds. For those who don't live in Florida, a snowbird is a person who lives in a hot tropical-ass area during the cold months of the year, where it's cold everywhere else, and then when it's hot down in the hot tropical area, they go back up north. So they spend half a year down here, half a year up there, wherever up there is for them, generally like New York, Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, Pennsylvania, stuff like that. So the snowbirds during this time of year are either they're just about to return or just returning. So there's always a weird time. And it's always the old people, so it's not really our clientele. But when they're returning, they're spending times with family and stuff like that. So the people that are related to them that we would tattoo generally aren't super apt to getting tattooed when they're spending time with their family and shit. That, and what else? Oh, the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight. I didn't watch the fight. The obvious happened. Everybody I think figured that it's a boxing match. The boxer will win. It's about as fucking surprising as, water is wet, the sky is blue, not a big deal. I'm not so much a fight fan anymore. I briefly had a stint following MMA slightly. Never got too hardcore into it. Boxing and stuff, if there's a notable fight, I'll fucking check it out or whatever, but never been my bag. Like, not that I don't love watching grown-ass men pummel each other. I mean, I'm just as big a fan of violence as anybody, but It's just one of those sports that are difficult to follow. Um, Not saying that I don't know what's happening when I'm watching a boxing match. I'm just saying, like, keeping up with what fighters are good at the time, or what fucking, outside of, like, the Floyd Mayweathers of the world, like, who's up and coming, and it just doesn't pique my interest. Excuse me. So, that fight happening on Saturday night, basically the entire world was, busy doing that and not getting tattooed, which I understand. It's a big deal and all that, but Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor fucked over my Saturday evening. Not really, actually still tattooed that night, but it was slower because of it. Here's another awesome picture of my dog Daisy being silly as shit and adorable. Let's see. I sketched up a little MF Doom mask, because I fucking love hip-hop and I love MF Doom, and why not? It'd be cool to tattoo a little MF Doom helmet, mask, whatever. Yeah, I fucking love hip-hop. I know I talk about it a decent amount, and I've talked about, like, overrated rappers like Eminem and shit. But goddamn, I do enjoy independent, well-written, conscious, well-put-together hip-hop. I mentioned earlier, Greaves put out a new album. It's pretty decent. Greaves is a rapper who I don't feel is, like... He's not quite like any other rapper, not to say he's super unique. He doesn't really make club jams. He doesn't make, like, super aware, conscious hip-hop. He doesn't make any, like, specific style that a ton of other rappers make. It's almost sort of emo rap, as dumb as that sounds. But, he's got a unique sound, and it's pretty chill. Nobody has a voice like his. New album, solid. There's a lot of good tracks on it. So, listen to that a bit. Shit, what else can I talk about? Yeah, everybody's birthday is happening lately. I know my friend Brittany just had her birthday, like I said. Allison's mom's birthday was today. I know Bethany's birthday is coming up. I want to say in September. I'm a bad friend. Facebook will remind me when it does come up. And my birthday comes up at the beginning of October, as well as what was... October's a weird month for my family. October 1st and 2nd were my grandfather's birthday and my grandparents' anniversary. My grandfather passed away back in 2012. And so, like, the first 2 days of October were those days. And then the third day of October is my birthday. So, like, oddly enough, for my grandma, I'm sure, like, the beginning of October kind of sucks, and then my birthday happens. So, we all miss my grandpa a lot, and that guy was the best dude on earth, and I don't talk about him enough, nearly. Yeah, he's the first person in my life that died that really fucking mattered to me, and it was rough. Like, I can't say that it didn't fucking, like, take a toll on my whole family, because he's my grandmother's second husband, so he was actually my step-grandfather, but they were married before I was born, and he's always been Grandpa Tom to me, and, yeah, man, he was the best dude I know, I knew. He, was always the sort that would give anything to make my grandma happy, and to not only, like, help us out when he could, or to be there for you, but also to, like, help make you a better person and help make you a smarter person. And he would help you, but also teach you lessons along the way. My dad could attest to that. So I haven't talked about him for a while. I don't know why it just got brought up. I guess the beginning of October coming up and stuff, where his birthday and then their anniversary and my birthday coming up and shit reminded me. So I didn't expect to talk about this. So I'm sorry I got a little deep with you there, but yeah, Grandpa Tom is the best dude ever. Aside from that, my birthday's coming up. I'm gonna be fucking 32. This is not a, like, hey guys, you should be aware for my birthday alert, buy me things. No, not at all. Don't buy me anything. Especially people that watch me on YouTube. That'd be real fucking weird. But, yeah, my birthday's coming up in October, I guess. I guess that's coming up. It's now the end of August, beginning of September, so like a month away. I'm gonna be 32, which, it's weird, man. It's weird being in your early 30s and in this station in life where, like, I'm doing okay. I have no problem with where I'm at in my life, but it's a strange time. Like, it doesn't feel different than, like, 28, 29, 30 felt, at least mentally and physically and whatever. Well, I guess I can't say mentally. It doesn't feel different physically. It doesn't seem different. I don't have any noticeable, like, just more maturity about me or anything, or more fucking oldness about me. Except for small moments you notice it. There are times when I question what the fuck is wrong with younger people than me, and I guess that makes me seem like an old dude. So, yeah, 32, in a month or so, month and a week. And, doing okay. But it's weird. I've had this sort of thing in my head, like, for years and years, ever since I was, like, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, all the way through my 20s, now into my 30s, where, like, I know I'm a grown-ass adult. I handle my shit. I pay my bills like a grown-ass adult. I have my own place that I live in. I have responsibilities and pets and a girlfriend, and I do my thing like a grown-ass adult. But there's this weird thing where I never quite fully feel like I'm a grown-ass adult. Like, it comes up when I think of my family who are grown-ass adults, like my parents, my grandparents, stuff like that. Like, they're all grown-ass adults, and I guess I am the youngest generation of my family, because I don't have kids yet, so I guess I still feel like a kid myself when it comes to being around them, which is weird. Sounds stupid. It's a random thought that I just had this moment. Sorry if my screen is looking boring. I'm not moving stuff around because I'm just talking, so I figured, sure, look at my Instagram. Go follow this Instagram if you feel so inclined. But yeah, so I'm getting old as fuck, I guess is the moral of that story. And I guess you could tell a little bit physically with my my hair if you look closely. There's a bunch of little white dudes in there. But whatever, I don't give a shit. Excuse me. I don't drink Dr. Pepper on podcasts. It just makes you burp and shit. But Dr. Pepper's all we had. Chilled. Oh fuck! My dad bought a brand new truck. Holy shit! He's driving this shitty little fucking minivan. It was like a Chrysler or whatever from like, it's like a '97. Huge piece of shit. And it has broken down on him multiple times. And when it breaks down on him, he gives me a call generally. He's like, hey man, can I borrow your truck? And I don't care at all. Like, me and Allison, like, she has her car, I have my truck. But whenever we're hanging out and shit and going places, we take her car. Whenever, you know, we go anywhere that's not me going from my house to work, we take her car. So my truck sits and does nothing a lot of the time. I drive it to work, and that's about the most it gets driven. So his van takes a shit on him, and he calls me up and he's like, hey, can I borrow your truck? Or when he, for his work, he does groundskeeping work at an assisted living facility. He does like the gardening and the landscaping and some general handyman shit and whatnot. But yeah, he'll call me every now and then to borrow my truck for some stuff for that job and whatnot. So his van took a shit on him. He called me up. He's like, hey, can I borrow your truck? I was like, sure, whatever, it's fine, I don't care. So he borrowed my truck. And he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do about my van. I don't know what, if it's worth dumping money into to try to fix, maybe. And then he's like, maybe I'll just go try to get a new car. And, my dad both my parents fell on some financial troubles a few years back, just like fucking everybody did back in, like, 2008 and whatnot. And, it was a long haul for that, and a long, troublesome time for my whole family, actually. Like, everybody in my family was going through some financial shit, except for me, for a minute. And, so he hasn't been able to, or stable and work enough to afford, like, a car payment and shit. But he's been working for this assisted living place for a little bit, and I guess he's making okay enough money, because I'm super proud of him, super happy for him that, like, he went and bought himself a brand new truck, like, off the lot. He's making payments on it and shit, and, like, financed it and whatnot, but brand new 2017 Chevy Silverado, fucking super nice. So it's awesome for him. I'm glad he finally got himself something reliable, mostly, because that van was a death trap. Like, that thing was fucking a nightmare, and if he had to drive anywhere more than like 5 miles around this general region that we live in, it would have been fucking unreasonable for him to keep driving that van, more so than it already was. So he got himself a new truck, which is cool. So good for you, Dad. I fucking super happy for you. And now I could borrow your truck sometime when I need a bigger truck. My truck's getting old, man. I drive a 2006 Chevy Colorado, for those who don't know. And it's seen better days. It needs some work. Here comes the yawning part. See, it is late, and I am rambling. But yeah, my truck needs some work. I'm not a working on cars sort of dude. I'm a throw money at that shit and have somebody that knows what they're doing fix it sort of dude. So I have a buddy, Darwin, who keeps my truck in order and has helped me out and stuff. He's a hell of a mechanic, good dude. I just got to get with him and have him work on my truck and just do some maintenance type shit. Because, it's getting up there in years. It's now 11 years old, and I've had it for like 9 years, and it's been good to me. I can't complain much, but it's, it's seen better days. It needs some work. It definitely needs some work. So maybe I'll get around to doing that at some point. It's not even a thing like I just don't fucking, like I don't want to or actively avoid doing it. It's just like, I know it's going to cost me a few $100 at least to fix a handful of the things that can be worked on with it. Which is not a huge deal, but it's just the time. And I don't have it. And neither does Darwin a lot of the time. He's a busy dude. So that's that. My dad got, new truck. Good for him. Look at these motherfuckers right here. Holy shit. This picture posted 2014. I still work with these motherfuckers. This is, part of my crew over at the new shop. It's dope. Yeah. What else is happening this week? I have to work an extra day this week. I am covering on Thursday at the shop because Thomas and Allison will be out of town on vacation, which they fucking have well earned it. So I I'm going to work Thursday, so I only get one day off this week, which is kind of a small bummer. But I don't mind helping out. I love my job, so I don't care to spend an extra day there. It's whatever. And shit. I don't know. I don't have much else to say. And we're at 30 minutes. We can cut this one short. Yeah, that's about it. I've rambled a bunch. And I've updated the, 2 people that watch this. Both of which are friends of mine in real life that talk to me fairly regularly. And we hang out. So enjoy hearing about this before you hear about it. Yeah, it's 2:55 a.m. And I'm yawning again. So that's it. YouTube is going decently. I haven't had a lot specifically to talk about for either of my 2 YouTube channels. So it's been slow going. I'm still sorting out this YouTube thing. But as far as this channel goes, if you like hearing a tired dude ramble about his ongoing shit, I guess this is the place for it. I'm calling this a podcast. I don't know if that technically qualifies it as one, but yeah, check out some other videos. Me and Allison, my girlfriend, did a movie review on War for the Planet of the Apes. If you have seen the movie, check that out. If you haven't, don't, because spoilers and shit. I talked her into getting on YouTube for the first time, so that was cool. Video quality shit, because this little web camera that's built into my laptop is trash. And I expanded the video to full screen. When I'm doing the recordings where I'm just capturing my desktop or whatever, it's fine. It's serviceable enough of a camera just to capture my mug. If it were more high def, you guys would be fucking bummed out to really see this, 32 years of aging on my face and shit. But yeah, when I stretched it out for the 2 of us, it looked fucking, I want to use a word I don't use to describe things because it's a terrible word. It looked ratchet as fuck, y'all. But yeah, anyway, check out that video. Check out some other videos. There's a handful of them here now. I'm getting used to this YouTube stuff. This channel is still just whatever I feel like doing at the moment. There's no format here. I talk about shit I'm into and shit I like and shit that I do. And, yeah. Oh, I got one quick thing to jump on, to tack onto this thing. So, I posted a video the first week or so that I had this YouTuber, first few weeks. Goddamn. About me and my story and my thing with being an atheist. For those who haven't seen that video, feel free to check it out. I won't go into in depth, but I don't believe in God, nor am I a huge fan of religion, although I am accepting of people and whatever it is they believe in their religions. It's just not for me or whatever. So I posted this video up, and whenever I post a video, I link it to my Facebook and all that shit. And from that day on, fucking a bunch of different times, since then, my grandfather, who lives in Ohio, his wife, has messaged me on Facebook with, has sent me links to religious videos and posts and shit about Jesus and religion and articles and videos and all that stuff. 4 or 5 times. And with a message that's here, please check this out. And I ignored the first bulk of them, but by the fourth or fifth ones, I can't even talk right now, it's so late. By the 4th or 5th time, I was just I appreciate it, but no thank you. It's not for me. And then I fucking have ignored since. I don't think has been another message. God damn it. I can't talk now. But yeah. So, got, excuse me, mildly harassed by my grandfather's wife about religion. And before I posted this video, she's never said thing one to me about her religion or her beliefs or Jesus or anything. So that's kind of funny to me. And that's part of the hypocrisy of religion in certain instances. Not accusing or assuming that anybody who is religious that is listening to this or watching it right now is the sort of person to do that sort of thing. But that sort of thing certainly does happen with some people. Yeah. So I'm glad I haven't had to make a video about any other, like, notable people dying. I didn't make a Chester B from Linkin Park video because I feel like it could just be the same video as Chris Cornell thing. Another influential musician. I'm not a Linkin Park fan by any means. Died, but it's fucked up, man. Depression sucks. Alright, I feel like I've ended this thing rambly enough, so thank you guys. I'll put my head over here somewhere in the top, like straight across the screen from here. You can click it and subscribe to this channel if you at all like hearing a dude who's slightly delusional from sleep deprivation ramble. And then I'll put some videos down below over here and over there. And you can check those out. And let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, I appreciate it very much, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.